What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about how much money is in my Nissan GTR to be where it's at right now. This car is a full bolt-on E85 GTR, pumping around 700 horsepower. To the wheels, it's the mid 600s, but this is one heck of a car and it is crazy fast, and I really do love this thing. If you're new to the channel, I've owned this car for 3 years now, and it is my baby. I love this car. So anyways, I have everything written down of how many parts I have in this car, what they all are, what they all cost. And yeah, we're gonna get into it and see how much it costs. And then after I go into what this car has into it, performance and aesthetics, I'm gonna go over how you can, on a really good budget, get this car in each different stage, from no tuning to a basic tune, the next step up all the way up to E85, and how you can do it on a really good budget. Alright, so we're going to start underneath the hood with what mods I have on this engine. So first and foremost, I have the AAM S-Line intercooler. That was $1,695. Now all the prices I'm going to go over are just the retail pricing, not including taxes or shipping, and of course discounts can apply. So next up, we have a set of 3-inch air intakes, also from AAM. These are $635. I have the upper intercooler piping kit with the Tial BOV valves. That is $995. Next up, for fueling, I have a set of Injector Dynamics 1050cc fuel injectors with the plug and play clips. That comes up to $800. And then next on the list, I have the Flex Fuel sensor kit with a gauge, and we're looking at $760 for that. Alright, so next on the list, this has an Armytrix exhaust. So we have a set of Armytrix Catless Downpipes. Those are $880. And now we have the actual Armytrix Valvetronic muffler system, which is the mid-pipe back all the way to the tailpipes. That one comes in around $3,700. And then tying into more fuel system upgrades, I have a set of AEM fuel pumps, which are $300. And then for tuning of this car, I have the Cobb AccessPort, which is this little guy right here. This is $1,200. Now this one does the ECU as well as the TCM, so I can control the transmission and the engine and really fine tune the car. So on top of that, in the back of the car, I have a Eibach rear Swaybar, which is $140. And then that is about it for performance. Onto some aesthetics. One of the first things I did for about $35 is this satin black vinyl wrap. That's around $35, like I said. And then the entire car has a ceramic coating, which is around $2,000. That is a paint correction as well as the coating, and the paint looks fantastic with the car. Along with that, we have full window tint on all the glass. It's 30% on the sides and back and 70% for the windshield. That's around a $500 tint job. It's Xpel XR Plus, does a really good job. And I do have transparency on all the glass as well. And then last thing, in the rear for my taillights, I have the Diode Dynamics tail as turn, which actually makes the brake lights turn into your turn signals instead of just the rinky-dink little amber bulb. That was a really cool mod. That was only $100. So wrapping things up then, I do have a set of last fit LED headlight bulbs as well as a few bulbs on the interior. That comes up to around $150. And then another big ticket item are these beautiful Vossen HF5 wheels. They're powder coated in the satin bronze. I absolutely love the wheels. They fit perfectly on the OEM tires, and I've always wanted new wheels for the car, and these are just perfect. I'll have the specs of them written in the description below. So these will cost you around $3,000, and I did even splurge for the black wheel locks with the locking lug. And then on top of that, my brake calipers, I did a $40 custom coating using super wraps. I found it on Amazon. It's a removable sprayable vinyl. They are holding up perfect. I had a lot of people thinking that they wouldn't even last a day. It's been months now, a lot of heat cycles. I've washed them many times, and they're holding it perfectly and not even absorbing brake dust, so they clean really easily. And then finishing up in the brake department, I do have an extra spring on top for the brake pad pins. For some reason, the 2014 GTR simply comes with one of them, but it stops the upper pin from rattling. Don't know why they didn't install that from the factory for this year. And those were $100. And then last but not least, I have a set of Posi Quiet brake pads. I wanted something a little bit quieter. $110 for these brake pads. I've had them for 2 years now, still working fine. And that is everything. That is all the money that is in this car. I believe I did not miss a single thing. So with all that, that brings us to a grand total of $17,140. I'll have all these listed down in the description below so you can kind of take a look at it, and I'll have all the brands, the trim level specs, whatever, all down there so you can really see it all. But yeah, so the biggest ticket items were the wheels, obviously the ceramic coating, the exhaust. That's like $5-6 grand for those three things alone. But yeah, $17,000. Of that, around $11,500 is performance stuff. So of course the coating, the tint, the wheels, the calipers, LED lights and things like that you don't need to do to get to this type of power level. But that's my car. Now let's go over different stages of how you can build your GTR without going crazy but getting all the power. All right, so that is all the money that is sitting into my car to get it to where it is performance-wise and looks-wise. Definitely a nice chunk of change on top of a $70,000 car. So with all that said, we're gonna go over different stages that you can take your GTR to get it to different power levels. Now, the reason why I'm gonna say stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 is because with the tuning of this, I've been using the Cobb AccessPort, all remote tuned by AAM Competition, and Cobb says stage 1, stage 2 for different things on the car. Some people, they don't like saying stage 1, stage 2, whatever. That's what I'm used to saying for this car, and that's what I'm gonna say. As far as a basic stage 1 setup that I'll call it for a Nissan GTR, no tuning required. Something very inexpensive you can do is a mid-pipe. They're around $700. The mid-pipe on this car houses 2 catalytic converters, but there's no sensors in them. So swapping that out for a catless mid-pipe, you're gonna gain a little bit of sound, gain a little bit of power, and not throw any check engine lights. You'll pass inspection, there'll be no issue whatsoever. So for $700, you can upgrade that. And then on top of that, you can get 2.75-inch air intakes, which are around $500. Mine are 3-inch intakes, which do require tuning, but if you go to the 2.75, you won't need any tuning. So that stage 1 setup is gonna cost you around $1,200, a mid-pipe and factory sizing upgraded intakes. You'll get better turbo noises, more fun sounds and things like that, and just the slightest bit of performance upgrade. And then if you want to splurge and spend another $1,800, you can complete your exhaust and get the axle back portion with a muffler. You could do a Valvetronic system or just a standard sport exhaust. So for $3,000 for a stage 1 setup, no tuning required, you can get a nice intake and exhaust and really bump up your stock GTR. So with that said, on to the stage 2 setup, which is going to require tuning. Now you don't need the Cobb AccessPort that I bought. The one I have does the transmission as well, and that's not really necessary. I'm only now diving into the transmission tuning now that I'm on E85. But with that said, for $795, you can get the AccessPort designed for just the ECU and run all the tunes on there. You can do data logging and all that sort of thing to tune this car. And on top of that, I would recommend adding a set of 3-inch intakes, which are $635. So for $1,400, you can get to a stage 2 setup. And when I had that, when I had just the mid-pipe back exhaust, 3-inch intakes and the tune, the stage 2 tune, the car was a huge upgrade comparing it to the stock one. You saw noticeable power gains. In 4th gear, this car was now fast. And the thing with the GTR, it is a quick car stock. Of course, the 0 to 60 is ridiculous, but once you're in 3rd and 4th gear, it's not really a fast car as far as normal driving. But the stage 2 setup, it is a noticeable improvement. So that leads us now to a stage 3 setup. So on top of those mods, next up, you're gonna wanna do a set of downpipes, which are like $800. And with the downpipes, you're gonna wanna do injectors. From what I've seen, if you're doing downpipes, which are completely straight piping your car, no cats whatsoever, you need to do fuel injectors to compensate for that exhaust flow. Injectors are another $800. So for $1,600 now on top of the stage 2 setup, we're now at a stage 3 full catless exhaust system for the car. And like I said, $1,600. That is a pretty good upgrade. Your car is gonna rip as far as sound and performance, and it is really a nice step up. So on top of stage 3, a stage 3 E85 setup is now going to be another $929. You'll need $300 fuel pumps and a $629 flex fuel kit. That way your car can actually read the E85 that's going into the vehicle. And then since E85 burns a lot quicker than 93 octane, you need the bigger fuel pumps to really push that fuel into the engine, and so the fuel injectors can do their job. And that's pretty much it for building this car. The stock engine has 545 horsepower, and with this setup, we're in the 700 range for the actual engine. At the wheels, we're in the mid 6s. And let me tell you what, it is a really fast car. I definitely love the way it drives. And that's kind of it for how you can modify the Nissan GTR and what it actually costs. Of course, your car can be a little bit different depending on what brands of parts you go with. You don't need to spend, $3,000 or $4,000 on an Armytrix exhaust. There's many other systems out there. Again, you don't need expensive wheels. So there's a lot of different ways to really make your Nissan GTR your own. But as far as just the basics, looking at performance mods, those are about what it can cost. It's not really that expensive expensive of a car to modify. Like I said, the stage 2 setup, mid-pipe intakes, and just the tune, that is a huge upgrade, and it doesn't cost that much. And then going up to the full stage 3 E85, if you do it step by step, a couple grand at a time, not really too bad. And what I've noticed with the GTR, every single modification makes it even more fun. I am blown away. The car gets better and better as you modify it. But I think that's about it then for today's video. Did you guys guess over $17,000 of mods in my car? Holy crap. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Everything is down in the description if you want more details on what I said. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, I screwed that up. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next video.